Okay, so this is a strength class. I've got some bands down here on the ground, a blue one and a red one, and I also have behind me my dowel that I've been using recently, which I kind of rediscovered. I haven't used in so many years, and then I decided to work it back in, and it's really been helping me. So this is totally optional. I'm going to use my dowel for like probably the first set of my squats. It helps me to avoid a discomfort. So we're going to start with the bands close by, and I'm just going to pick up my mat for a moment because I don't need it just yet. Okay, and we're going to have a bit of a warm up first. So I'm going to grab the lightest band I have first, just to warm up the shoulders and the parts a little bit. And we're going to come on up to stand, holding on to the band. I don't have any resistance in the band just yet. I'm just going to hold on so I have about an arm's, or I would say shoulder distance apart, and then let it relax in front of my thighs. And then standing up nice and tall, a little bit of a neck release side to side, deep breaths along the way. I was just working with a client. We were talking in depth about breathing through the nose or the mouth. And it's always fascinating to me. I feel like I've been reading a little bit more about breathing over the past few years. I think we're supposed to breathe through our nose, you guys. Just gonna throw that out there. So, I prefer that you breathe in a way that feels intuitive, and not get too stressed out about it. So, however you need to breathe, breathe. Knuckles are forward, shoulders can come down a little bit, and we're just gonna reach out nice and wide. When you reach out, shoulder blades slide down a little bit. Make any changes you need to. Maybe you're up a little higher with your hands, or you're down a little lower. It's all okay as long as it feels like when you reach out, you can slide the shoulder blades down, open the chest, and we'll do about 5 more here. And 4, and 3, 2, one more time. And then just let the arms hang. Feet will remain hip distant. Soften the knees. And I'm going to roll forward. I'm going to roll about halfway down. And then I'm going to let my arms and my head feel even heavier. And I'm going to roll back up. Stacking the head on top of the spine. Band goes across the thighs. Palms face the side body. And now I'm going to reach straight back. And straight back, just to give you another little visual here. Press back. Let's do 6 more here. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, one more. And then come in. And again, arms just hang. Chin toward the throat. Soften the knees. I'm going to roll halfway down again. And then let the head, neck, and shoulders be heavy, heavy, heavy. Roll back up. Take your time. All the way up to stand. Arms are going to come up. This time the hands will open just a little bit wider. And you can just press out into the band a little bit. Shoulders can still slide down. And this is our side to side. Okay, so as you go side to side, add your lift to this. We're not just coming over to the side and sinking through our parts. I'm still thinking, I pretend like there's some sort of force or gravity that pulls me up away from the floor. Come back to center, bring the arms down just for a moment, take a breath, and then come right back up, and we're gonna add a little twist here. So this like capital Y arms, shoulders down, exhale, twist. Inhale, center. Exhale, twist. Inhale, center. One more each way. Other side. And then back, arms all the way down. Quick roll through the shoulders. Okay, I'm gonna slide my hands all the way out to the edges. Hopefully your band isn't too short. And I want you to just adjust how your hands are on your band intuitively as we move here. I'll give you the side view. With the feet hip distant, step the left foot forward and the right foot back a little bit, but just enough so you can take your band and slide it under the front portion of your left foot. Okay, under the front portion of the left foot. If you're at all nervous about your balance, come closer to a wall, bring a chair right next to you, set yourself up so you don't feel uneasy, okay? Back foot is nice and straight, toes forward, heel down. Arms are long, lift the chest. Back heel, up and down. 10, 9, 8, 7, nice and straight through the back leg. 6, 5, roll through the back foot here. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower the back heel, bend your front knee over your front foot. Upper body is going to stay nice and tall. We're just going to pull the elbows back first and then re-extend. Pull the elbows back first and re-extend. You probably don't have too much resistance on the arms. That's okay. Back heel is down. What I like about this is it's a little balance wake up. I'm still thinking that gravity pulls me up through the crown of the head, elbows back. Just give me 3 more here. 3 and 2. Last one. Straighten the arms. Lift your back heel. Hinge forward, bringing your sort of chest towards your thigh, keeping your spine nice and long, and then come on back up again. 5 more. 5 and up. 4. Straight spine here, as straight as you can get it. And 3. And up. And 2. And up. One more time. And up. Now go about halfway forward and pause. We just did this. Elbows. 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. I'm going to step the back foot forward and stand up nice and tall. And I'm going to switch how my legs are. So I'm moving the band over to the right foot, the opposite foot, and I'm going to step the legs open again like they just were. Feet are hip distant. They're not in alignment with one another. Back heel, straight back, toes straight ahead. All right? Standing tall. Back leg, up, down, up, down. And maybe this side is already a little bit different. Maybe it's more difficult to get your balance. Maybe you need to change things. It's okay to do that. The goal for me in this little warm-up here is mobility of the back leg. If I'm going to do squats after this, if I want to do a good squat, I have to have enough mobility in my ankles and my feet to allow me to bring my hips back. So that's why I'm doing this first. Let's just do 2 more here, 2, and 1 more, and then down. And now I'm going to keep the back heel down and hinge forward, and then back up again. As you hinge forward, I'm not rounding. I'm not rounding through the upper spine here. I'm trying to pull my right hip back, press my left hip forward a little bit, just to square off the hips. My range of motion is a little bit less on this side, I think. So just meet your body where it is. We're doing 5 more here. Hinging. And 4. For me, the band helps me when I'm wobbly. When you add just a little bit of resistance to this, helps me to figure out kind of where I am in space. 1 more. And now this time, I'm lifting the back heel. I'm going to lean forward about halfway, elbows. 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Straight arms. And I'm going to step forward. Okay, good. So now I'm going to take my foot out of the band, and I'm going to bring the band behind my head, right behind the back, and arms come forward. Okay, so elbows straight ahead. Try to get your arms, hands over elbow, elbow straight ahead from the shoulders. Small movement here. Hands in, head forward. Hands press out, head back. Hands in, head forward. Hands press out, head back. Give yourself a double chin here. Super sexy. Two more. Breathe. Shoulders are down. One more. And then let's just take the band off the head. Okay. Parts have been warmed up a little bit. Okay, so this is where I'm going to grab my dowel because we're going to do a set of squats here. It's kind of a warm-up set of squats. And this may be helpful to you or not. It is for me. When I bring the dowel behind me, I'm looking for 3 points of connection. The sacrum, the thoracic spine, and the head. My hands are in the 2 natural curves for me. One of them is in my neck, and of course the other is in the low back. As I soften my knees and send the hips back, I'm trying to maintain my 3 points of connection as I sit back into a squat and then push through the legs to come back up, adjusting as I need to. Sitting back and coming back up. And sitting back. And so, as you are trying this perhaps with me, if you have any conditions with your spine which create an uneven, I mean most of us are uneven, okay? But some of us have scoliosis. So I would say try to find your 2 points of connection. If it's difficult to get the middle back or one portion of your middle back in touch with the dowel and keep it there, maybe you're aiming to do the head and the sacrum. Adjust for your body. Ideally, this is a tool to give us an awareness of what happens when we're doing this functional movement. Sitting back in your heels or putting weight in your feet in a way that helps you to push them down and really stand up nice and tall each time. I'm just going to do 3 more here. 3. And 2. One more time. Okay, so that was my first little set. For those of you that are like, gosh, this is so helpful, you can use the dowel whenever you want. I'm going to put my dowel down and I'm going to grab a pair of 5-pound weights. I'm going to add the weights to the next bit. You can join me or you can choose something else. Okay, so carefully grab your weights if you're going to load up today. And then I'm going to come back and see if I can find my alignment that I just had with my dowel. I'm going to keep my arms right by my sides, toes forward, feet a width that seems to make sense. And I'm going to try it again. Sit back and push up. And sit back and push up. Okay, so if you think about how you use your feet, for me, the weight is further back than it is forward on the foot or central on the foot. When you come all the way forward, sometimes that creates some yucky feelings in the knee. And then also when you push yourself up, you're not probably connecting and standing nice and tall. We kind of need that heel pressure to fully extend the legs. Let's do 5 more. 5. And 4. And 3. And 2. And come all the way up. Good. Okay, from here, I'm just going to stand with my feet parallel to one another. Lift the chest, belly is in, heels up and down, up and down. Really roll through the foot to come down. Lower yourself down. 8 more. 8 and 7 and 6, 5, 4, 3, oh geez, 2 more, and last one. And come all the way down. Good. One more little standing thing here with the feet. In a similar way, we were just lifting both heels. Lift one as the other one stays down, but lift the other one as you are lowering the other one. So there's a little bit of time when both heels are not connected. Lift as you are lowering. Try to create some pressure through both feet at the same time as you are lowering and lifting at the same time. This one makes me pretty wobbly, and we're doing 4 more. 4 and 3. Try and roll right through the foot. 1 more each way. And then feet down, okay? You can either keep your feet parallel or heels together, toes apart for the next little bit. I'm gonna pull my head back, draw the abdominals in, change your weights if you need to, easy bicep curl up, and then come down, and then lift the chest and press back and return. So like just a little combo here, chest up as you push your arms back and return, up. A little bit of energy through the legs here too. Nice straight legs. For me, my energy is in the front of my feet here. And 4, press back. And 3, press back. And 2, press back. 1 more. Up. And press it back, okay? We're gonna try to incorporate a squat with this hand movement, all right? As I take my squat back, I'm gonna bring my arms in towards my shoulders. As I stand up, press the arms back. Squat, hands to shoulders. 8 more. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, last one, all the way up, and then bring the arms back down, okay? This time, heels together, toes apart. 1 more set of that arm series, but this time heels, they're lifted just a little bit. Let's see how this goes. Up, and press back. Up, and press back. Up, and reach. 5 more. 5, and 4, and 3, 2 more, and last one here, and reach back, arms by your sides, lower the hips. Good. Let's come about hip distant here. Quick little ear to shoulder, roll halfway around, and then go back where you came from. Make sure you're not holding your breath, and come back to the center, okay? I'm gonna put these weights down, and we're gonna do a little bit of hinging work, first with the dowel. I'm gonna bring my dowel back into play here, but this is, again, totally optional. If you don't have a dowel, then just do this movement without any weight at all. And I'll throw out some suggestions along the way. Feet closer together than you would for your squat. And if you do have a dowel, find your 3 points of connection. And we're going to soften both knees and just practice leaning back with one leg as you slightly lean forward with the upper body. So like they really do affect one another. As I bring my right leg back, I'm slightly leaning forward. I'm hinging forward. I'm trying to keep my upper body connected in the, through those 3 points. I'm going to switch the way my hands are because I haven't done that yet. And this feels so awkward, but I know that I should do it. And again. Okay, to take this up a notch, as you bring one leg back, lifting it as you bring your upper body forward. You can experiment with this a little bit. Alternate, take your time, or go at a pace that just feels right for you. And return. And I'm just alternating back and forth. If you do not have a dowel, by the way, just bring your arms up to the sides or to your hips or even behind your head. You can do prayer hands too. Lots of options there. And return. And we'll do one more each way here. I really value using this dowel. It really changes things for me. And then come on back up, okay? So we just practiced hinging a little bit. Now I'm gonna grab my band. I'm gonna try using the band. I think I'm gonna go back to that lighter band. I think you should use whatever heaviness, again, feels intuitive, okay? So I'm gonna start with my hands holding onto the edges again, like this. Just kind of like make 2 fists like that, okay? And we did this only moments ago, slightly different exercise here. I'm gonna first put the right foot, the front of the right foot on top of the band. Okay, I've got a little bit of resistance. Same exercise. As I lean forward, as I bring my leg back, my right leg back, I'm just gonna lean forward a little bit because the dowel told me that if I don't lean forward straight, I'm just gonna round forward. Okay, so I'm just pretending like that dowel is still there, and then what I'm gonna do is continue to pretend and do the same exercise, but I'm gonna add a little bit of resistance by bringing my arms out to the sides, which is gonna help me with my balance along the way. And I'm gonna do a few more with this leg. How about 3 more? And 2 more. And 1 more time. And return. Not easy. And then I'm going to switch the leg. So I'm going to slide the left foot out, put the right foot down. Maybe this side will be different. I'm first standing nice and tall. Nice deep breath. And then, again, I'm going to do exactly what I did. Bring the leg back. Upper body hinges forward. For me, I'm softening my right knee a little bit and energy outward a bit. The band is helpful as I try and keep my balance. And now I'm going to try to take it up a notch a little and see how this goes. And return. And let's do about 3 more here. And 2 more. Last one here. and come all the way up, okay? I'm gonna take this band off to the side, toss it there, and I'm gonna do this exercise one more time, a little bit differently. I'm gonna grab my fives again and see if I can incorporate a little bit of a arm exercise. And if adding weight doesn't sound like a good next step for you, you can go back to one of the last two that we've just done or do something new, okay? So arms will be just long and they're gonna be in gravity along the way, which means I'm not gonna hold them by my sides. I'm just gonna let them hang down along the way. So I'm gonna start again with the right leg. Bringing it back, arms hang down, just a quick awareness here. Your head would be against the dowel, your middle back and your sacrum. So as you come forward and back up again, don't lose the head. I find when people put weights in their hands, their head falls down towards the ground. And then come back up again. You may be a little more wobbly without the dowel or the band. I am. Let's do a few more here. And two more. One more. Okay, side two. I'm softening my right knee. When I bring my left leg back, I'm pulling my head back into that imaginary dowel again, and I'll see how this side goes. Energize the arms. Hold on to your weights. Like make two fists around the weight. Sometimes that helps with your balance too. Imagine you're pulling on a band. Three more. And two more. One more. All the way up. Woo, okay. I'm going to come back to this heels together, toes apart. Parallel is fine as well. We're going to do another set of heel lifts here. So head back, belly is in. 10, 9, 8. Use all your toes. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, last one, and then lower all the way down, okay? From here, I'm gonna take these weights and we're gonna come down to the mat. I'm gonna keep my bands close by and I'm gonna keep my fives close by, okay? I'm gonna put my mat down. We're gonna have a seat on the mat. Just gonna grab a really quick drink of water. Okay. Okay, so I'm coming down onto the tush. Onto the tush. And we're gonna come back. I don't know, I think the red band. I think the red band would be a nice place to start, okay? The blue band is probably the heavier band will probably roll around less. I may change my mind. We'll see. I'm gonna come back underneath the feet. Feet together or close. Knees together. Feet and knees together. As you can see, my knees are bent. And I just kind of have my feet flexed here just so I can have a place to keep the band. And we're gonna start seated tall. So see if you can push down, almost like rocking onto the sits bones so you can lift up out of your low back. And then pull the elbows back and then re-extend. Pull the elbows back and re-extend. So this is an easy place to recognize that we're definitely using our hip flexors. But see if you can think about your abdominal muscles so you're using those abdominal muscles as well. 4 more here. And 3, seated really nice and tall. and 2. One more time. Good. Now extend the arms. Scooch the feet back so you can really balance on your tush a little bit more. Maybe choke up a bit more with the band. And we're going to lift and come into a supported teaser, modified teaser shape here. Arms are nice and long. Take a nice deep breath here. Draw the abdominals in. One more deep breath like this. And I'm going to slowly put my feet back down and keep them there. I'm going to try to keep my hands right where they are, and I'm just going to slowly lie down. When you get to the bottom, see if you can slide your hands toward the edges of the band. I'm just like slowly letting the slack go out. And now I'm able to hang on to the edges, and my feet are still in the band, okay? Knees are bent, feet are flat. Take a nice deep breath. We did a little bit of this in the class directly before this. A supported way to curl the head, neck, and shoulders up. So arms lengthen. Bring the chin to the throat. Exhale, curl up. The arms lengthen and lift. And when I lift my arms, I'm kind of pulling up and reaching forward at the same time. And then lowering all the way down so your hands are on the ground. We'll try that again 6 more times. Exhale to curl up. Five more. Pay attention to what your shoulders are doing here. And 4. And 3. Two more. And last time. And come all the way down. Okay, we can carefully take the band off and just put the band to the side. So it's off to the side. Okay, a nice easy set of hip lifts here just to wake up the back of the body a little bit. Press your arms down, lengthen out through your spine. As you lift your hips, reach your knees forward and the crown of the head back. Let your shoulder blades slide down your back. Inhale down, exhale up. We're going to do 10 more. Exhale. And 9. And 8. 7. 6. Push through your whole foot, both feet, from your heel all the way through the ball of the foot and the toes. Last 3 here. And 2. 1 more. All the way down. Bring your shins in. Give them a big hug. Inhale, exhale. Okay? Hang on behind your thighs. 2 options to come up to sit again. You can rock up or you can roll to your side and come up having rolled through your side, okay? Coming up to sit. We're coming onto our knees for a moment here. If you need any extra padding, you can double your mat. Okay? So come to your knees for just a minute. When you get there, bring your palms against your hips. For me, my knees are a little bit apart and my feet are together. You don't have to be that way. I kind of like the way that it feels to push the heels together a little bit. Bring your hands right to your hips. Push your hips into your hands. Give the tush a little bit of a squeeze. And then soften and just kind of stick your tushy out and reach your heels back towards, your tushy back towards your heels. And then come right back up again and push your hips into your hands. And then sit back again and come up again. We are hinging again in the hips. The upper body is not rounding, it's staying nice and straight. I'm leaning my hips back. When I come up, I'm pushing my hips forward and coming into full hip extension here. Tush gets a little bit of a squeeze. We're gonna do just 2 more like this. Back and forward. Give the tush a little bit of a squeeze. 1 more. Back and forward. Okay, leave your right leg where it is. Bring your left leg forward. Left knee over the left foot. Right knee under the right hip. Push your right hip into your hand the way we just did with one leg. Remember that? We pushed both of our hips forward. For a moment, just try and find your center here. Knee over foot, hip over knee. And let's bring the arms out east and west, straight out to the sides. Draw the abdominals in. Imagine gravity pulls you up and also reminds you to relax your shoulders. And then bring your arms down for a moment, and we're going to carefully switch to the other sides. Left leg down, right leg forward. See if we can find some angles again. Hip over knee. I'm pushing my hip into my hand a little bit. Knee over foot. Try and get yourself kind of squared off here. For some of you, the pelvis will be forward like this a little bit. See if you can pull the right hip back and push the left hip forward. Gravity pulls you up and pull your shoulder blades down a little bit again. Let's come out to the sides with the arms. Continue to push forward with your left hip, just enough so you feel length here and work in the back. Take a nice deep breath here. And then bring the arms down. One more each way. Bring the right leg back. This time a little different. Left leg forward. If it doesn't bother your knee, bring your right foot forward. If that bothers your knee, just untuck it. That's fine. Okay? Just to throw that out. Either one is fine. Knee over foot. Press your right hip forward one more time. Bring your hands behind your head and almost encourage your head to lift away from the ground. Press your right hip forward. Take a nice deep breath here. Twist left. And then come back to center. Again, to the left. And center 2 more times. And 1 more time. Come back to the center. Make sure your right tushy is engaged here. Bring your arms down, switch the legs. Right knee over right foot. Left hip pushing forward. Again, your foot back there, toes forward or not, it's up to you. One of them could provide a little bit more stability, but it might bother your knee. So we're pushing forward through this hip again, just to activate the back of the leg. Try to get this knee over the foot. We'll come back here. P.S. You can always do hands in front of your head if you don't like the way this feels. But if you can, pull your head back into your hands. We're rotating to the right. I have my right foot forward. Exhale. Inhale, center. Again. Two more. Last one. Continue to feel activated through the back of the left hip. Bring your right leg down. I'm just going to sit back into a child's pose here for a second. Hips back, head forward, long arms, deep breath. One more deep breath here. Good. And let's come back onto our backs again. So this time, let's bring those 5-pound weights. Okay, so 5-pound weights right next to us. And P.S., this is like a medium light weight for me. So maybe a different number would be better for you. 2s or 3s or even 8s. I don't know what medium to light is for you. Okay, so knees are bent, feet are nice and flat. I'm going to carefully roll to the side so I can pick up my weights without hurting my parts. And knees bent, feet nice and flat. And Elbows right by your sides. Neck is nice and long. That same feeling that we hopefully maybe just had when we were kneeling of pressing the hips forward to feel the tush and the hamstring fire. See if we can find that right here. Push through the feet and lift your hips. You can even push your elbows down, slide the shoulder blades down, keep those necks nice and long. And that's it. This is the first exercise. We're going to do 10 of these. The arms will stay down, down and up. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, last one. Lower all the way down. Take a breath there. Okay, so feet will stay down, hips will stay down. Arms will come straight up, and I'm going to soften the elbows, make like a little bit of a hug with my arms, and then widen out east and west and return. Find your belly connection here. 8 and 7 and 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, one more, and straight up, arms straighten out here. One at a time, bend, bringing the weight towards the temple on that side. Opposite arm stays straight. As you bring one down, you bring the opposite one back to where it started. Be careful not to knock yourself out with your weight or even give yourself a bruise. Take your time here, keeping the elbow over the shoulder. And 4, 5, and 5. Long neck. 6, 6, 7, 7, 8, and 8. Come all the way up with both arms. Bend your elbows. Just come down, wiggle your fingers for a moment, take a breath. And we're going to do one more set of hip lifts like we did just a moment ago. Bend your elbows. I'm going to keep my elbows down and push through the feet to bring the hips up and to get that same feeling I had when I was kneeling, which is tush and hamstring involvement as I bring my hips up, and then lower back down. 8 and 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All the way down. Arms come on back up. Another set of hug arms. Reach wide. Exhale back up, or just keep breathing in a way that feels right. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, one more, and right back into that tricep situation. Control. As one comes up, the other one goes down. Challenge yourself by just imagining that the air is a little thicker than it is. 4 more. 4 and 3 and 2. One more each way. Come all the way back down. All the way down, just wiggle the fingers. Take a nice deep breath here. Inhale, exhale. Last little set of each. Okay, arms nice and straight. Actually, sorry, arms bend. P.S. If you want your arms straight by your sides as you do your hip lifts, that's totally fine. Elbows reach away, neck gets long. And again, last set here. Push up. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. Hips forward, hips up. 5, 4, 3, 2, and last one. Come all the way down. Arms up for this set. If you would like, you can bring your legs up, knees together, feet together, and keep your legs there. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And we're going to add a little bit of coordination here. As you bend one arm, the opposite leg goes down and returns. And switch. And switch. And switch. 3 more. 3. 3. 2. 2. 1 more each way. Stay deeply connected to your abdominals. Woo! All the way down. Just bring the weights down. You can wiggle your fingers, move your wrists around a little bit. Let's take a quick stretch while we're here. Set up perfectly for it. You can bring your arms out. If you want to make this a chest stretch, if this isn't too intense for you, you can hold on to your weights and bring your hands into a cactus or goalpost shape. Woo! And then bring the knees over. And then look in the direction that is opposite from your knees and breathe. Two more deep exhales here. And then we'll bring the legs over carefully to the other side. Keeping those weights there for the hands makes it a much deeper stretch for me. I don't know about you. Two more really deep breaths here. And last one. Okay, I'm going to let my weights stay here. I'm literally letting them roll out of my hands because I don't want to pick them back up from this position. Come back center. One more thing. Come over onto your bellies for just a moment. Flip yourself over. And you can rest your head right on top of your hands, maybe one hand right on top of the other. Shoulders away from the ears. And we're going to start to just gently push the arms down and lift the head and the chest away from the ground. So some of you feel more constricted in the head, neck, and shoulders. I think when you keep your hands like this, you can feel free to move around from this shape, either coming back to that cactus shape or even bringing your arms out east and west all the way. But I'm just going to practice lifting up away from the floor and then lowering back down. And even here, a little bit of length and energy through the legs. I don't necessarily want to pick my legs up right now. I want to focus on lengthening forward and lifting away and getting that work and stretch through the back here. Let's just do 2 more. I'm pushing down a little bit with the arms. One more time. And now I'm going to bring the arms out nice and wide, east and west, and slightly back. Okay, same exercise, except this time, as the head comes up, I'm going to lift and reach back, and then lower back down. And lift and reach back. And lower back down. You can add a leg lift if you like. And lower back down. Just one more. And come all the way down. I'm going to bring my hands underneath my shoulders. Push myself up onto my hands and knees. Knees under hips. Hands under shoulders. Round your spine. And then arch. And round. And arch. One more each way. And arch. Come back to center. Curl your toes forward. Sit back towards your heels just to get a stretch through the feet. Try and bring your shoulders away from your ears. And then come forward. Push the ground away and come slightly forward like you want to bring your wrists underneath you a little bit and slightly back. Forward and back. Push the ground away. Push the ground away. See if you can use your fingertips. Just 4 more. 4. Try to aim your elbows back a little bit. 3. And 2. And 1. Now come back so the hands are right under the shoulders. Push through your hands. Knees up. And back down. 4 more. And down. 3 more. 2 more. 1 more time. And return. Uncurl your toes. Sit back for a moment and stretch the arms way ahead. Find a bunch of length there and a deep breath. Relax the head down. 1 more deep breath. Breathe into your back more than your shoulders. And exhale. I'm going to come up to stand through a down dog here. Okay, so you can join me if you like. If your hamstrings are tight and you want to soften your knees, that's fine. See if you can find length by pushing down through your palms, sending your sits bones to the wall behind you, and then kind of pushing the ground away. Lengthening the legs out if you can. Give yourself just 1 more deep breath here. And I'm going to soften my knees and walk my hands back towards my feet. And then I'm going to slowly roll up to stand. All the way up. Stand up nice and tall. And we'll do feet together, arms all the way up. Hook your thumbs. Relax your chin. Big old stretch. Standing tall. Find your length. Come back to center. As you bring your arms down, crown of the head up, push through the feet and let your shoulders relax. And then 1 more breath. We did it. Have an awesome day.